Good evening and welcome to the PSGL Round 9 of the PlayStation F3 Division. Takes us to the Jeddah Corniche circuit in Saudi Arabia. Tom Cairns in the commentary position, and alongside me is the man situated currently in the northeast of England. Who's actually from Scotland. It's Logan.
Why did you say the northeast of England?
How are you anyway?
I'm still in Scotland. I am fantastic. Yes, we are here after last week was crazy, but it was all for naught because the winner, Armateo, got a penalty, and all that work meant that he was down to 6th place, which meant the winner was Marios, despite getting overtaken on the last corner, and my breath felt like it went to waste as well. So we have 6 different winners in 8 races with 4 to go. We could have 10 different winners, basically half the grid by the end of the season if we're lucky. The championship leader, Tyne, has not won yet, and he is 13 points ahead of Daniela, who has won a race, in second, and that's all thanks to consistency. 6 of the 8 races he's competed in, he has got a podium. It's even been a third or a second. It's 3 seconds and 3 thirds. And Armateo well behind with 49. It could have been 60 though if he had won that race, but he did not. So he remains on 49. But yes, here we are at the Jeddah Corniche circuit, considered to be arguably the fastest street circuit in all of Formula 1 and the world. It is really fast, and they really mean it, because you're going around several turns, left and right, at several hundred miles per hour, and very little time to brake, very little time for any mistakes, and one mistake, especially at the turn near the other end of the Corniche, you will pretty much, your run will be over, kind of like Mick Schumacher that one year. There are 3 DRS zones, all in the far end of the track. Those are between turns 19 through 22, turns 24 through to 26, and then the home stretch from 27 down to 1. There are 27 turns. The lap record is 1 minute 30.734, set by Lewis Hamilton, for a race that is, and the lap is 3.8 miles long, 6.174, and we've already lost Mohammed. I think that might be because he's either qualifying the van, maybe not. I will double check for you, but yes, he's out of the session. Yeah, he's in the pit lane, so I imagine he'd have to, because he's got a qualifying van. We've got several drivers on a lap. Tom, take us through a lap with Ryan Mackay's on board. Oh dear. Riley Mackay is out of the session. And I can't hear Tom. Tom?
Sorry, my mic was on me whilst dealing with something. We'll go with Devon, who's just approaching turn 4 now, around where his teammate Riley Mackay had crashed out on circuit. So through the complex of, there are around about 12 turns in this first part of the Jeddah Corniche circuit. So heading down this long back, well, it's a sort of long back straight-ish, but you're approaching a long sweeping hairpin of turn 13. Come out of the section and then through the kinks of 14 and 15, and then you have to slow down in 5th gear for 16, ride in the curve through 17, and then it's a long so-called back straight through kinks as Mateo goes fastest, heading towards turn 22, which will be the next proper turning in point and reduction in speed through that section through 24, and there's 2 more kinks of 25 and 26 before the last braking point of the lap of turn 27. Yes, you've heard that right. So Devon coming through the last corner now. Very nice turning. Gather all the speed you can, using every bit of ERS allowed for the lap. And his time is good enough to go P2, with Danielle fastest by a few hundredths.
So we have 2 drivers out of the session, 8 drivers that have set a time, and 8 drivers that have not set a time. So Raleigh will start at 17th because Mohammed already started retiring at the start. So, just 16 left in the session. 126.398 the time to beat with Zorzo in the Williams, I think on reserve duty. Spanias, oh, there goes Marcus Costa. He got pole in the first round, but I don't think he has managed to score many points in this entire season. I think it took until a certain round. That is, yes, Marcus Costa has only 4 points. It took him 6 rounds to score a point, even with a pole position in the first round. So he's now up the top with a 3 temps clear and some time, 126.081. Yes, you heard me. 27 turns on this track as Cherno goes into the top 10. The Nürburgring's got a little more than that, maybe a little more than this track, but I think it's more than this track, Jeddah. So, we don't see many cars on a lap right now. I think Moustache is warming up, and no, he's not. He's got no fuel in the tank.
Yeah, I think he must have failed on the first run, maybe because of track limits or something, and the second time around he ran out of ERS and ran out of fuel. So he's coming back into the pits now, and he'll be heading back to his garage to get another set of soft tyres put on. Now Tyne, who is just coming back into the pit lane, championship leader of course, goes into this round with a lead of 13 points over Daniela, with Matteo another 9 back, with Ruti Hullet 25 off the top with Top G, and Marios 27 off the top each. So 4 rounds remaining. You can get a maximum of 17 points, providing you can get the fast lap and race win together. There's a total of 68 points left on the table, so there is enough time. But if you are one of those, of the likes of Matteo, Ruti Hullet, Top G and Marios, you really do need to get your skates on to have any hope of staying in the title fight.
I'm afraid if your name is Tedo or Sasha, or you are unable to win this championship, you're on 1 or 0 points. Somehow, Imsapala, Damage and Zorzo, who are 3 points, can still win this championship if Tyne doesn't score for the remainder of the season. Like, that's going to happen. So, you know what? I'll give it a go. But I don't think Sapala is here. No, Sapala is not here. Damage is not here. And Zorzo is here. So Zorzo can still win this championship, but I wouldn't really want to place a bet on it. I think it would just be 50,000 to 1. No, we don't do bookies here. We don't encourage gambling, especially when you're in a country like Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, of course, a massive oil giant alongside Qatar and many other countries, but the main ones are Qatar, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia. The Gulf area has a lot of oil, and that's why they're super duper rich. That's why we have Aramco, who are basically home turf for the night, as well as Newcastle United, I guess. Only 1 car for the Aston Martin team, though, so they will only be represented by Armateo, who has only got 1 win to his name so far this season in 3rd place. Apparently, Saudi Arabia are building something called the Line, which is one massive long building, a linear smart city under construction on the coast, on the west coast of Saudi Arabia, in the north near Egypt, and just below Israel and Jordan. Fun fact, yeah, it is 170 kilometers long and is a width of 200 meters. And why? I question, why do they do this? Is it just because they think it will look cool? We'll find out. Anyway, we've got a first lap out on the 2nd run of laps. We have Top G, who has got 2 wins to his name this season. And just like every other driver, he's got that nice number on his car. And it's in yellow, which he
Oh, he's binned it! He's binned it!
Oh, come on! What is going on? I know this track is difficult, guys, but my goodness. 2 already, and we're only 10 minutes in the session, and Top G, a 2-time victor this season, is out, and he'll be starting in 15th at worst. 11th at best, but it's definitely not going to be 11th. I think it's going to be 15th. Tedo and Tyne, unless they don't set a lap, then they will be down in 15th. This is not, sorry, not 15th, 16th. 16th for Top G. So that's the bottom three pretty much out of the way. We've only got 15 left, and Tedo, who did not do what Top G did, is going to make his way through. Oh, he's completely cut the corner, and it's not invalidated? I don't believe this.
Well, whilst you're watching him, we are actually watching Daniela on screen. He's approaching Sector 2. 2 tenths up from before in Sector 1. How does he get on through Sector 2? He's 2 tenths up by the stage of the lap, so he's looking good to at least cement his place on the front row as he approaches the end of his second run. And Daniela, second place in the championship, behind Tyne, who isn't having the position so far, over a second off the pace of Marcus Costa, who's on provisional pole. And Alpine of Daniela is approaching the line now. Where does this put him? Is this putting him fastest? It's not, but it's good enough to further cement his place in second spot. Now, how are those behind getting on? Well, Devon is coming towards the line now. If actually he's going to the pit lane.
Did Zorzo get a tow from Ruti Hullet? It just caught on Zorzo, and he's just gone past his teammate Ruti Hullet. I'm not sure. I know tows are banned for teammates, but was that a tow? I'm not entirely sure.
I didn't quite pick up on that. He's made a mistake through the last corner though, so I'd probably imagine he's going to go straight back into the pit lane.
No, he's went in the pits. Oh,
yeah.
Dear.
So probably no need of an inquiry on whether he tried to get a tow or not from his teammate, but yeah, I just hope that the drivers are aware of that particular rule within the PSGL. Spanias is coming towards the line in the Alfa Romeo. Is this good enough to move up the order? Second spot it is. The track is picking up.
Track is picking up indeed. We've got 6 minutes, just under 6 minutes left to go. And Daniela gets back at his championship rival and goes up into third place. Tyne only down in fourth. LRB is 1,000th, rather. Oh my gosh! Tom! 5th! Zorzo, 126.421. 6th, LRB, 126.422. Devon, 126.423. You can't make this up!
Can't, can you? Despite 27 turns, it's difficult to comprehend these lap times, I have to be honest. But that is quite a remarkable scene, but I suppose, you know, it kind of helps with the calculations. I mean, back in the sort of old days in Formula 1, in like the 60s and the 70s, they only use like the 2 decimal places after the second. Whereas now with 3 in Formula 1, and F2 and F3, and of course in IndyCar, they use 4 decimal places after the decimal point.
And in the 50s, they used a stopwatch! They did check the first round, they used stopwatches in 1950. We think we've got the second batch of runs out of the way. Yep, I've got on board Tyne, he's got no fuel. Spanias has got no fuel, but he's going through anyway. So now we will play the waiting game again. Christian Block back from his trip in New York. So nice, he went there twice. Actually, no, he went only once. Sorry, he only went once. And he's back in action here tonight. I hope he had a good time. I hope he got a picture with a lovely lady named the Statue of Liberty. If you didn't, then you're not a true tourist.
So you were taking the time to at least get a photo of it whilst he was around there.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd like to think he knows that that thing is still around. It's coming
the
towards...
present from France. Louisiana Purchase.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And do you know which hand the lady's torch is in?
Alright, flip a coin. It's heads, it's left, tails, it's right. The right.
You are absolutely spot on. It's the right hand that
See, I was right.
its touch. Yeah. Moving away from the Big Apple, let's go to Christian Block as he begins his last run, as he gets the DRS open, takes as much track as possible before he goes over the line to begin the lap. He goes through turns 1 and 2 in third gear. Now he gently applies the throttle without using too much curb on the exit. Some of these curbs are painted around Jeddah. Now he's going through the sweepers. Crucial to stay within rhythm in this section, otherwise your lap is totally ruined. And he gets through there nice and sound, maybe a bit too much curb on the exit of 11 and 12, but he's got away with it. He's 2 tenths up from before through sector 1.
Here he comes through this long left-hander and out of there to what is turn. Can't really keep up because these corners are so sequential. That's 16, 17 and 18 and grazes the wall. Must have, as he goes through there. Now through 19, 20, 21 and 22 for 22.
Yep.
Here is 22, then 23 and 24 just stays in the lines. And some of those curbs, yeah, they are painted. I hope they're not wet, but then again, being Saudi Arabia, being 40 degrees as we speak, I've got air conditioning in front of me, thank goodness for that. Through the final corner, number 27, he's hit the wall, but he doesn't do a Max Verstappen. Sorry about that reference. Here he comes to the line. Is it going to be good enough? Yes, it is! He's broken into the 125s, Tom!
He has, and hitting square on in the wall. I don't know whether that actually helps him or not. Either way, it's moved him all the way to the top, and he is fastest for the time being. We've still got other drivers to begin their last runs. Now that he's done his run, he won't need to worry about getting held up by anyone. I can tell you that there are plenty of drivers going through Sector 2, Logan, almost bunching up with each other. So they won't want to hang around for too long. They'll get over the line in time, no problem. It's just they don't want to be hanging around and losing tyre temperature for that matter.
Yeah. And this is the part where people get very unfair penalties for illegal blocking. It happens every single week. Just watch. Just watch. Right, we've got drivers on. Tyne, Christian Block's teammate, is underway. Tyne has leading the championship right now. He wants to extend his lead even further, and he can do that by pipping his teammate to the post. Christian Block got across the line with the fastest time, but there's one drawback to that. He was the guinea pig, and he has made the track only warmer for everyone else, so they're going to have the advantage. Christian was at a disadvantage, but full props to him for getting that lap out of the bag, as all the other drivers filter their way through the timing beam and starting their laps. Now, you're hopefully not going to get a penalty for some stupid reason here. Looks like we got our Matteo making his move, hoping to get that win, what he thought was rightly his back week. Christian Block, of course, retires in the session. He's done his laps, and it's retires in the pit lane. Moustache having a lot of close shaves with the walls, I see. And a close shave of that wall too! Quite literally. The jokes never stop. Everyone has crossed the line. Here we go then. Moustache will be the first of this batch to cross the line. How will he do? He needs to beat 126.788, so I think he'll get past that. Can he get up the order significantly though? Let's find out as he crosses the line. And it is a 126.519. Twist, his teammate, is faster than he was, so he's going to be past Top G. He might not be 16th here, Top G, if he's lucky. Tero just doesn't have to invalidate and improve his time by half a second to get ahead. Tyne has only managed third.
Yep, so Tyne only P3. Daniela is going quicker than he did so last time, and it's going to be nip and tuck between him and Tyne, I think, with how Daniela's getting on with his lap. He's approaching the line now. In front of him is the Alfa Romeo of Spanias, who does not improve. Daniela, I think, is going to improve here. He goes ahead of Tyne, up into second position. Marcus Costa is next behind, though. He's not doing enough. He's down in sector 2, and he's lost time. He's bailed out of it.
The door is open for those late down in the order. Here they come to the line. Twist is coming to the line. He only manages 10th. Mateo! Oh, he's only 3 thousandths off!
Edric's going over the line, only 11th for him. What a lap for Matteo, though, to get himself up onto the front row. Tado goes over the line. He's the last one to complete a flying lap, and he ended up only 15th fastest. So at the end of that session, Christian Block had timed his lap to perfection, and he'll start the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix on pole position. Matteo, who goes into this round third in the championship, second at the start. Then it's Daniela in third, Marcus Costa alongside, and it's Tyne and Spanias on the third row. Devon and Hullett are 7th and 8th, followed by Ellaby and Sorso, who round out the top 10. Edrix and Twist are on row 6, followed by Cherno and Moustache. Tello and Top G, who crashed out during that session. He's only 16th on the grid. Mackay and Mohammed didn't set times. Mackay crashed out on circuit, and Mohammed, we understand, well, at least I understand anyway, had to serve a qualifying ban.
Start spreading the news. He's on pole tonight. After a trip from New York, on pole position, you can't get better than that. And even better, beating the mighty Armateo and Tyne. What an all-star grid that is. And now, he just sent, never expected I would ever get pole in my life. Thankfully, no restart needed. There were no penalties handed out for unfair illegal blocking. So we're going to get a start here. And no need to change the setups unless you are crazy and decide to just restart the game and set your own setups. But I don't think you can do that. I think it's locked in the system now. So 18 drivers here tonight, all ready for some action around the insanity that is the new Jeddah Corniche on the western coast of Saudi Arabia, one of the richest countries in terms of oil in the world. And boy, it's going to be something that we're home to many things now. Home to Cristiano Ronaldo, Live Golf, anything golf actually. I think they bought the PGA, Newcastle United. Don't know why Qatar Airways is sponsoring it though. It's Saudi, isn't it?
Well, I was going to say about GT Omega, who are the title sponsors of PSGL. You can use PSGL at the checkout and get 5% off on any of GT Omega products. You can also follow the league on the social media platforms, including X, Discord, and Instagram. There's also a website you can keep up to date with
Twitter.
everything, including all the news, stand-ins, you name it all, within the PSGL. At the time of recording, we've reached over 40,000 subscribers. That is truly remarkable. If you haven't subscribed, do make sure you press that subscribe button, and you can keep yourself notified for all the PSGL races that are happening here and there.
So here we go. We're almost ready. We don't even know when the race is going to start.
There's no formation lap, so it'll be going straight to lights out. But I would imagine we'll be heading to the grid any second. We don't quite get a countdown at the moment, unlike in previous F1 game cycles. So it's almost like we have to sort of guess a little bit as to when that is going to happen. But I would want to say, given how long we've been waiting, it should be any second now. And 18 drivers take to the grid. Christian Block on pole for the first time. He hasn't tasted a victory in his PSGL career. Could tonight change that? He has finished second before. That came at Paul Ricard last season whilst he was in F6. But he hasn't had too much luck on his side this season. He's got some luck so far tonight. Can he make that luck into a race win from there? We shall see. So the fire lights are on. We are ready to go here in Jeddah. It's lights out and away we go. How is Christian Block getting on? It looks like he's got a good start. Matteo alongside, making the move into turn one, but Block is having none of it. He stays in the lead with Matteo in second place. Daniel has kept on the third position, while Costa has got ahead of Tyne. Tyne is in fifth place, ahead of Spenius and Devon. Hullet and also in the Williams are 8th and 9th, with LRB and Edric's fighting over 10th position. And it looks like there's been an incident.
LRB is out, and he was glitching around the screen from my end. I don't know why. Was it glitching around for you?
It was a little bit, yeah. So he's crashed into the barrier, and the virtual safety car has been deployed, and I think some cars have been affected in all of that, one of which was the Alpine of Mohammed. I don't know if Tedo's car is done. I think it is on the right-hand side of his front wing, so he will need to come in and get that replaced. You really do not want to be getting damage on this Jeddah circuit, because the amount of downforce you need through the first part of the lap, most especially, is absolutely vital. Otherwise, you just essentially are sitting duck to the cars behind.
Yeah, and Top G's made 4 positions already in that short span of time. So, props to him. He's showing his real speed. He is the Top G. We're almost getting ready to go. Whoa. They're really raring to go. They've got to stay within the Delta, though, or they'll get a drive-through penalty. Oh, they're underway again. They're underway again, and Top G's already on the move.
Yes, and we've just seen an overtake from Marcus Costa around the outside of Daniela for third position. Daniela will have the inside line into the last corner of the lap and will keep hold of the position. So it's Block who's leading, Matteo second, it's Daniela and Costa almost going side by side on the pit straight. Both are starting on the hard compound, these two, so this is a straight fight as Costa looks for a way past the Alpine into turn one, and he goes up into the podium positions, but they collide! They collide of the Alpine and the Ferrari, and Moustache's retired on circuit. He's in the pit lane actually, so that's the reason why he's retired. But collision between Daniela and Costa has cost them dear almost, really, most especially the Ferrari.
Yeah, and Marcus Costa's hard luck continues. Only managed to score one round this season. Tyne has had a horrible start as Sabanius is going to get into the podium positions here. Not a good start for Danielle either. Both drivers in the championship hunt are suffering at the moment, and this opens the door for Matteo, who feels like he should have won last week, and now Daniela is being passed by Devon as well. So this is terrible for Daniela and Tyne. Tyne is in that pack as well, so he might get past his championship opponent as Zorzo looking for a gap on Daniela. This is not good for Daniela. Daniela, by the way, is on the harder tyre, so this is why he's at the advantage. This is a massive risk he's taking, and that's a brilliant move, a defensive move from Zorzo, but it's making all the cars behind him fight with this. This is a massive fight. This is what, 4 or 5 cars fighting for fifth position. It's 4 wide going into the corner. Massive battle between Ruti Hullet and Tyne, and oh my goodness, the 2 race winners. There are 4 race winners in this battle. Top G is in that battle now.
Yeah, and Daniela coming into the pits, I'm not at all surprised because he lost a bundle of places as we see the Williams and the Red Bull go toe to toe, and the second of the Williams making a move. That will be Hullet, who is in need of a strong result tonight. He gets through on Tyne, who's beginning to really struggle at the moment, absolutely getting swamped by the field at the moment. He runs wide, Hullet gets through, and Tyne almost going side by side with him again, but he has to leave in space, and Tyne is all over the place, Logan. He's running wide over the curbs and nearly jumping across the Haas there, and Shono getting through. He's completely out of rhythm. That's the downside of this section of the Jeddah circuit. You've just got to stay within rhythm, otherwise you get one corner wrong, the whole sequence is completely ruined for you.
Tyne's cracked. Tyne is not having a good time. Tyne is on the hard tyres. There's so many different strategies in play. You got soft, you got hard. I don't know why Moustache has rejoined. He's out of the race. Maybe just to spectate as well. But you can always watch the stream on here. Every view you get means a little bit of pennies for our admins. So please help us out. They can't just rely on views alone. And here we go. Ryan Mackay I'm on board with. In a chain with Tyne, Edrex and Cherno at the front of it, as they make their way through towards the turns. Top G is already up to 6 and he's only done 3 laps. What if he gets through the rest of them? And this is medium tyres, by the way, not soft, mediums. As we go ahead to third place battle, and Devon is going to be passed here by Spanias. Into the first corner we go, and that's him back into the podium spots.
Spanias having the race of his life at the moment, the highest of the medium compound runners. He goes up into third position as we see Top G making, well, he's already made the move a little bit earlier, but what a start he's made to the race from where he started. He started 16th, he's found his way up into 6th place, and we're just seeing the remainder of the field make their way through the first sector of the lap, no problem. Daniela back in the pits again, and I think this spells retirement, Logan, as he's just so far well down the field. I think he's coming in for the hard compound tyres actually, because he realises he needed to get to the end of the race.
Yeah, and he's going to get the end of the race in this one, as you said, and his teammate Mohammed has now passed him, and he is also well down the order, so bad day for the Alpines. When does that ever happen? But the back of the field is well bunched up. I do believe it's from 9th down to 13th. We got a 5-car battle. Well, actually, Marcus Costa is losing a bit of places, but Ryan Mackay right on the back of Edrex. This is for 11th place. The best of the rest, which is those who do not score. But now coming round to turn 25 and 26, this could get quite feisty if they head into the final corner. Twist has passed Ruti Hullet for 7th off camera on my view, and Edrex is stuck in the middle with Cherno and Riley. Riley almost won the first race of the season, as we have said, but he's lagging behind as now Edrex on the hards closes up as Top G loses a position to Twist. Twist on a roll.
Yep, so Twist coming into his zone there and making the most of the DRS. And there's been a crash
no!
right on. It's Block, he's out!
Oh, what a shame for Block. He's cracked under the pressure. I don't know what's happened. He's run right into the wall. I'm not sure what happened. I hope he didn't have an issue with his car. And his moment of glory is short-lived, and it was a virtual safety car, now it's upgraded to a full safety car, and Armateo is in the lead now.
He is, and I'll tell you one driver that this is going to benefit is Daniela, who's just had to come in for the hard compound slides. He's stayed on the lead lap, so he'll rejoin at the back of the field, and he'll have a good opportunity to get back into the points. Tyne is in 8th place at the moment, but with Matteo in the lead, that's going to close things up in the championship as it stands. I think what happened to Block is that he just turned in too early into turn 4 and paid the price because the front left was what was all askew.
Oh dear, that is a real shame for the driver who got pole position. He was looking so comfortable out there. Yes, Armateo was catching him, but he was on the hards. So he was going to catch a shoddy soft tyre runner. But that is so unfortunate. Yeah, he turned in way too early. If you didn't get that, I do believe Riley Mackay did the same thing in qualifying, so he's not alone there. Top G, what are you doing? Let Twist go, please. You're not allowed to be side by side with him. Thank you. So it looks like Armateo is coming into the pits, and everyone's falling in behind.
I wonder who is going to take an option to stay out there. I don't think any of them are willing to do it.
No.
So, yeah, I
don't think there's any reason to. Mohammed will have to come in. I don't know if Tero and Daniela will come in, though. And there's been a bit of shuffling because I think there may be some double stacking going on and waiting game playing out. So I'm not sure if the order will change. Oh dear, Ruti Hullet has to double stack. This is not looking good, and he's going to get passed in the pit lane by quite a bunch of drivers and puts him down to 9th. So Armateo now leads the race, and Cherno's got a penalty for corner cutting.
That'll get
rescinded. That will have to be removed. Will have to be removed. Actually, no, wait. If he does pit, he'll have to serve it. He'll have to serve it, but I don't think you can move it if you serve it. I think that's in the rules. You cannot. So he'll have to serve it. So he doesn't want another safety car, because if he does get a safety car, he'll have to pit again, because you're not going to finish in the hards if everyone's going to pit. So Armateo feeling the mediums are good. I think they can last 20 laps. 19 really if we're doing the safety car. So if everyone gets bunched up, I think we'll be getting restarted from this lap.
Well, this is only the first lap of the safety car actually, so they'll do a minimum of 2, so it gives them all opportunity to warm up their new tyres now. This is obviously giving Mohammed, Daniela and Tero an opportunity to close up. Daniela, what will he decide to do then? Because he is on the hard compound now. He's run that tyre, and I think he had been on the mediums or the softs for 1 lap, then came in, so that he's done 2 compounds. Should he go to the end on the hard compounds he's done? Because they've already done 4 laps.
I think he might have no choice. So we're waiting for all the drivers to line up. And looks like the back of the queue is going to join in as well. I don't think the safety car is going to come in this lap.
It won't, Logan. It's only the first lap of the safety car, so they'll do another one.
You never know. Stranger things have happened. But I'm sure we're going to be getting... Yes, we're going to be doing another lap. The safety car is not coming in at all. So we are going to be doing another lap, which is pretty good. It gets all the drivers warmed up, ready to go. Armateo is still in the lead. Well, it wasn't always the case. It was Christian Block, but he crashed and went out of the race as a result. So Armateo, opportunity to get his second win of this championship. 9 rounds in, including this one. 3 to go after this, Mexico, and then 2 others which haven't been announced yet. So, interesting. I wonder if it's Las Vegas.
Well, who knows? I'd like it to be Las Vegas, just so that we've actually raced on that new circuit. I've already raced on Qatar this season, but the Losail circuit has been around since 2004, but first time on the F1 game cycle.
Yes, and they haven't upgraded it because they're upgrading it for next month's race, and it's pretty cool, I have to say. It's the same track, just the facilities are getting upgraded.
Only be good news then, can't it?
Yeah, exactly. They don't need to change it. I think Qatar is fantastic as it is for both motor racing and MotoGP and Formula One.
Just waiting for the safety car restart here. It will come in at the end of this lap. Now, if Cherno does pit in, he cannot get that penalty renewed via the stewards. So if he could just stay out there and get to the end of the race, then he should get that penalty removed. So just bear that in mind in case you've joined in. In case you're wondering why he got that penalty, is because the game gave him it for corner cutting, but that was whilst he was exiting the pit lane. But you'll need to give video evidence to prove his case. At the championship table, if the order was to remain as it is, with Taylor in the lead, that will give him 16 points. He'll go on to 65 points, ahead of Daniela, and Tyne, at the moment, who's on course for 5 championship points, he'll go on to 76. So Matteo will move up into second. He'll be... How far will be behind? He'll be 11 points off the lead. So the safety car is coming in this lap. There'll be a bit of time before Matteo decides to go. That's just so that he allows the safety car to pull away so he doesn't catch up to it when he launches.
Very slow.
He's very slow, but he is entitled to do that. It's just down to the field to really to see that. But we are seeing a lot of side-by-side action.
What are you doing? I don't think this is allowed. You can't do this. They changed the rules last year. There may be a lot of penalties because a lot of drivers are doing this. Or close to. This may be investigated if they're not careful. Yeah, Spanias is way too close to Armateo. Spanias should not be doing this. Armateo can go as slow as he wants. Alright, he goes now, but Spanias should not have been doing that. I think that might be investigated come the end of the race. But here we go, Spanias at a disadvantage here. He's well behind. Armateo has rocketed it off, and Zorzo's right behind him, and you can feel the heat in Spanias as they come across the line. Devon trying to get involved as well as they head to the first corner. Armateo is showing why he has the more superior grip on these tyres, the medium tyres. Coming out of the first corner, they come in a nice long procession. The Alpine drivers trying to get up the order, and first task for Mohammed is get past Tito. Tito is not very fast around this track, as you can see, coming through the corners. Sorry. And can't get past though, but Cherno has Edric right behind him, and he's got to be careful going through these corners. He's going to get a run on him as he sees nice run from Edric. He gets through. Devon is passed by Twist as Edric now goes up into 7th place.
Very good move from Twist, and a good move from Edric to move up the order there. Twist having another good race so far. Spanias, who's having another good race this evening also, is behind Matteo, who's trying to bridge out that 1 second margin over everyone else. He's on the medium compound, so he'll be at an advantage at this point, but it'll be a matter of time before those mediums begin to fall away. So no DRS for the first 2 laps of the restart, as Twist continues to make a move, make a charge, this time on the Williams of Sorso, and he gets a very good exit, making the most of the medium compound, and this is going to be a slam-dunk overtake from the Haas to go up into the podium positions.
And Tyne's got past into 5th place as well, and now he's going to have Zorzo right ahead of him, and he's struggling on these hard tyres. No DRS though, so it might be a bit of a buffer for Zorzo. Fastest lap for Armateo, but there's only 17 laps to go, and he's had a look there, Tyne did, but he can't get it. Side by side go Cherno and Top G, and Top G up into 9th, and through he goes, but coming back at him is Cherno, but not quite, can't get quite past him. And they have to filter through turn number 4, they get safely through, and Top G back into 9th place. Tyne now right behind Zorzo, and the medium tyre showing the wealth, but not a good run on the curve for Tyne. Means he loses a bit of time and won't get a run. Marcus Coster trying to make his way back up the order into the points. He's only scored once this season, as we've said, about 20 times in Cherno. He is falling by the wayside of these hards. The mediums are the stronger tyre. As they make their way through, it is still Armateo with a 1.5 second lead. And Twist can feel Spanias' gearbox and go right ahead of him with a good exit out of turns 22 and 23. And he's getting much closer now. No DRS again. It'll be the next lap, but Twist right behind him. Might actually try a move here, Tom, but will he?
Oh, he's going for it as Tedo crashes out on circuit, and the safety car is out yet again.
And that's ruined Twist's chance, and Armateo, what's he going to do? He's going to come in.
Yeah. He doesn't feel he's going to go to the end on the mediums.
Spanias is staying out. Zorzo's staying out. They're going to the end. Cherno, surely. No, he's coming in. All right, he's going to serve his penalty, I think. And he might as well, to be fair, because he's down the order and he wants to get up the order. I think he's going to go on the medium. So I don't blame him, but now he cannot change. He can't get that penalty rescinded as the Alpines have to double stack.
Yeah, it was only for a second there, and they're both at the back of the field anyway, so it's not really that much of an issue. Matteo is rejoined in P7 now. I'd say one driver who has stayed out on his old set of mediums is Ruti Hollett in 4th place. That's a bit of a gamble, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, I have to say. Staying out on mediums. What if it doesn't get to the end? This is the second safety car. 3 if you include the virtual safety car, but that's, of course, not really counted as a safety car. But yes, Spanias now leading the race, will be maybe temporarily. You got a massive batch of cars, and we saw this last week with all the superior tyres, with the superior grip, getting up the order in the final 2 laps of the race last week, which was won on track by Armateo, but of course he lost that win due to a penalty. Marios was the winner. Marios is not here this week, as you can see. I didn't actually catch that. Marios isn't here at all.
It's not, which is a bit of a shame because he was on a run of form as Marios before this evening. And it might actually give an opportunity for those a little bit further to make their way up the order in the standings. Well, Spanias, who went into this round not 10th in the standings, he's got 10 points, 17th in the standings. Not saying he's going to win this race, but it'll be a very handy amount of points should he do so. Spanias is... I'm trying to see when was the last time that Spanias has won in the PSGL. He's never won in the PSGL, but he's finished on the podium in Austin in F4 in season 31. That is the last time he did it there. So far this season, he's had a 7th and a 5th. 7th in Brazil and 5th in Imola. And I think, to be honest, I think it's going to be very much up against it. It's also shown some good pace from his previous appearances. He got an 8th place finish in Spa last week in that race of attrition. And I think we are definitely in a race of attrition in Jeddah, despite the fact that this is F3. This is the 3rd highest tier. I think we've got, is it 15 tiers this season in the PSGL? Or is it 14? I can't remember.
I think it's 12 races this season.
No, for divisions I said, not races.
Oh, sorry. I'm dumb. I think it's 14 PlayStation, 15 PC. We used to have no PC divisions and I think it was like 12 PlayStation divisions. We now have more PC divisions than PlayStation. Crazy what a couple years can do to you once you get Jarno Otmir cooking for Ready Steady Cook.
Well, he hasn't treated it like a kitchen nightmare so far as I know. Anyway.
It's raw!
Yeah. So, back to Jeddah. Who's your money on then, Logan? Because we've got 14 laps to go at the end of this one once this race gets back underway. Is Spanias the one who you'd want to be in the wheel of, or would you rather be in the wheel of Matteo?
Considering his pace, I'd go with Armateo. But my money is actually in my wallet, so I'll keep it for a rainy day. It's not raining though, it's Saudi Arabia. When does it ever rain? Unless it's that one night in PSGL where Jarno Otmir would just cook for the Mercedes kitchen. So here we go. Safety car coming in this lap, as expected. Spanias has it all to do. Thankfully, he's not gonna be side by side with a driver unless Zorzo wants to have some fun, which is not in the rules. You're not allowed to be side by side. No one going side by side as I speak. So Spanias has it all to do. He has to get the best launch possible, and Zorzo really intimidating him. Let's hope he gets a good kick out of turn 27, like his sponsors say. Here we go. It's not his actual title sponsor, but we can't have any stake. Seems like, but here we go. Spanias is going away, but Zorzo right behind him. Zorzo is weaving around. A little weave from Zorzo, trying to get some temperature in those tyres. They're not warm for long as they come into the first corner. Ruti Hullett struggling to get any pace. He's 8 tenths down from Devon. And Top G is chasing down. And so is Riley Mackay, who started in 17th. And actually, did he start 17th or 18th? No, 17th, because Mohammed had to start the back. Riley Mackay is already up to 6th. But remember, he's not pit twice. He's only pit once. And Armateo's right behind him, itching to get past, and he's going to get the outside. Nearly touches Riley Mackay, going to the outside of the turn, and that is a fantastic move from Armateo. And Twist wants a piece of him as well, and nearly hits him. I think he might have just a little tap, but nothing major yet. He's totally fine, and he's trying to get past, but no can do for the Twister.
I think they did touch, did Matteo and Mackay as they came out of turn 13. But no harm done there. So that is a position gain for Matteo so far, but he's got to pick his way through the traffic one by one. He won't want to rush this, will Matteo? He's got enough time to make a move and make his charge through the field as we see Mackay, and Twist goes side by side through 24, and Twist is able to get through on the hard compound Mackay. That was very close to tears there, but thankfully got through. And now Matteo is looking to the outside there of Top G, but they make contact, and they almost refuse to leave each other alone. Matteo going side by side with the Ferrari as they come to the line, and Matteo gets past Top G to go up into 5th position on track.
No dive bomb from Top G needed. He will hang back and wait for an optimum time, but his tyres are starting to show some age, and Twist knows it. Twist trying to counter Top G's run up the order from 16th to 6th. Twist has got 1 podium this season. He wants to add another one to his CV. Already impressive in the PSGL. As we go down the order, we have Edrex, who is right behind Riley Mackay, who is on the older tyres. So quite a disadvantage here, and Twist still can't get past Top G. Top G set back after that battle with Armateo, and now Top G can feel him right next to him. He was really itching there, but can't get it, and he nearly goes in the back of him as they go through the turns once more. Now through 18 through to 22, down along DRS straight. No DRS though yet, as it looks like we do have the closest battle on track being for 6th place. And what's the kind of run Twist is going to get out of here? I'd say he's on par with Top G, not the best that he wanted, as now Top G has an opportunity to catch up to Armateo, and we have a battle for the lead. Zorzo is in the lead.
He is. He's taking the lead from Spania, so Sorso wasting no time getting past. That was without DRS for your information. Contact behind. What's happened?
2 freeway battles here, and Armateo's got damage. He's coming into the pits. He's got damage, and Tyne now takes position. Twist and Top G fighting for 5th place now because Armateo's got damage. They collide into the first 2 corners. Twist pushed off, and Top G goes into 5th place. Wow, what a battle that was. And there was another freeway battle. I forget who it was between, but it must have dissipated now. They're coming through, but this is disaster for Armateo. He just didn't get any luck. To be fair, he won a race but lost it on penalties. He was, I think, 2nd in our other race in Britain. He won that on penalties. So he's not actually won on track for real and kept it yet. So he wanted to do it, but he's not going to do it now.
He's going to have to hope for another safety car.
Yes, he's going to have to host for another safety car, and you never know. With these races, there have been safety cars during the week that have determined the race. Actually, I think one had to be called off because the safety car glitched.
Well, I have to say, Sorso clipped the wall coming out of turn 17. That's low to Spanias to close back up again. And I think we could well see a change for the lead again here, Logan. Here's Spanias making the move, coming out of the slipstream. And I think this is going to be a change going into the last corner. Unless Sorso is willing to fight back, but he doesn't do. Spotness goes through, but Sorso refuses to give it up as they go onto the pit straight. Once more, I think.
Time for Devon.
And Devon is coming through as well with DRS open. And I don't even think Sorso opened his DRS. He hasn't, and he's allowed Devon to go into second place.
I think he didn't get the DRS in time, and there's an incident. Oh,
it's
time!
That's the championship leader!
The championship leader is down, and Daniella's eyes open, but he's got no points to his name as it stands. Tying a rare mistake, and only the second time he may be at risk of not scoring at all. The most consistent driver in the league. Why he's in the championship lead as the two Williams are battling, and Twist as well. Going into the turn there at the other end of the circuit, and Zorzo is struggling. The tyres, they're just showing their true age now, but remember, they will level out if these medium tyre runners go to the ends. My goodness, how did they not end up in the wall for that? And Twist finds his opportunity, and there's the window open, side by side, keeping it clean, good to see. But Zorzo hanging on by our thread. As now, what kind of run is Twist going to get? Is Devon is now, I can't keep up with this. Everything's kicking off now.
Also, it's all over the place on this lap because Devon and Rudy got by, and Edrix is making his way through in the AlphaTauri there. He's got Haas and the Ferrari in front of him, but they make contact with Haas and the Ferrari and the Williams as well. And that is touching, spinning around. Damage done. That looks like is that Haas's front wing that's missing? Or is that the AlphaTauri? I can't quite see. It's the AlphaTauri of Edrix. So Edrix's front wing is damaged. And a change for the lead. Devon is taking the lead from Spanias into turn 1.
I can't keep up with this. Twist and gone off the track, and he gets a penalty for corner cutting. I think that was warranted. And now Mohammed and Edrix, oh my gosh, they're fighting like mad this. And going through the turn, and Twist going off. It's all kicking off. All thoughts, all focus gone out the window. Now it's just a battle, and Twist has got another penalty for gaining a place. Edrix goes completely off the track. I think he might have, even if you said no, he's got damage. Yeah, that damage has cost him, and I can't even keep up what's going on. Zorzo loses another position to Costa, and Daniela is just right behind. He needs some points to catch up. Tyne has nothing right now. Cherno on the back of Twist. Twist, I think, might be in trouble here.
Yeah, so Twist, I think he may have had damage after the contact. I wouldn't be at all surprised if he suffered floor damage from the collision with the Ferrari. So Twist is really, really struggling, I think, right now. He's got the DRS open, but I think with the performance reduction of the floor, that's not going to help him one bit. I tell you what, this is favouring is Rudy Hullett because he's in the championship fight, but he's got Marcus Costa making the move, and the Ferrari go for it into the last turn, and that is him through and up to third position. Rudy Hullett tries to fight back, but they make contact. No, they collide. The Ferrari spun round. Rudy Hullett loses the position to his teammate. Disaster for the Ferrari team, and Devon has been overtaken by Spanias once more.
And Marcus Costa is in the pits as a result. Daniela and Twist battling for 7th place. Daniela can't do it. Oh, can he? Can he? He's found an opening, and he's going to take the gap. You go for a gap that exists. You are a racing driver. If you don't, you're not. And no, Twist has got it back. They're moving in the corners. This is ridiculous. Please help. Send a paramedic. I might be losing it here. The two Williams are battling again. It's only lap 17. Why are we all kicking off? This might just be the start. Spanias and Devon, both drivers in the top 2. They haven't won yet, so we might have a 7th different winner this season. It's insane. Zorzo hasn't won either. Rudy Hullett, who has a somewhat of advantage. Marcus Costa, I was going to say, this run of this tyre strategy was helping him. It's not. Mohammed's in 5th. How is Mohammed in 5th?
I don't know, but he's making the most of the medium compound. In fact, he's got an advantage over those ahead. Delena gets past Twist and up to 7th place. Yeah, he is through, and Twist is dropping down the order like a fly. And I think he may duck into the pits unless he just stays with the leaders and perhaps hope for a safety car again so he can catch up. But Devon is all over the back. He's closed the DRS because he doesn't actually want to go into the lead just yet. But I can tell you that Rutila is diving up the inside of his teammate Sorso. Will Sorso know that he's there? He did know that he was there. But they are going side by side, but they don't want to come together. Hullet's in the fight for the championship, remember. Sorso is not. Hullet gets through, but he will not want Sorso to be battling any more with him between now and the end of this race.
Bad, Sorso, bad. Mohamed's right up your tail now. Mohamed started last, 18th and last, because I think he had a penalty for, was it a qualifying ban? Yeah, qualifying ban to serve in the next event for Belgium with an incident involving damage. And that was, that was on lap 19 of that race, so he had to... Sorry, that was at the Kemmel Straight. But it looks like the gap's starting to build up now. Tyne is back in the top 10. It's not good news for Daniela. Now he's only got a net gain of 2 points, which isn't going to help him much. But Devon now trying to take the lead back, but they've got to be careful. Ruti Hullet is starting to close up, and so is Mohamed and Cherno on Zorzo. Here it goes then for the lead. Is it another game of chicken like in 2022? Not quite. So Devon's going to get the DRS, but so is Ruti Hullet. So here comes Devon. I think this might be another change for the lead. No resistance from Spanias. He lets him take the position for now. And he'll now have a run when he gets into the next DRS zone.
It's for a change of tyres. He's thinking maybe going for a fastest lap actually, or he's just maybe preempting of a safety car a little bit later on. He's got to hope for a safety car within the next few laps really. 4 tenths is the gap between Devon and Spanias. 2 Williams in the top 4 as well. Mohamed holding back a little bit in 5th place, but he'll want to get a move on and make the most of the medium compound. He is currently on. And what have you picked up on, Logan?
Mohamed's closing up on Zorzo. He's getting closer. He might be in for a podium, you know, if he gets lucky. Because in this sport, anything can happen, and it usually does. We've seen it countless times this season. I think 4, 5, 6, or 7 times this season. I can't count. I don't think I've seen a more intriguing season of PSGL I've commentated on than this one. I don't mean to big myself up, but I have never seen the like. The action just gets better and better every year of these new breed of drivers. Sure, it's more intense, but you got to expect that in this world of racing. But here we go. Spanias, is he going to try and take the lead back? He's got to be careful because Ruti Hullet's closing up. If these two battle too much and don't give each other your old switcheroo, they're not going to win this race. Spanias back into the lead now, but Ruti Hullet's closing up. So is his teammate Zorzo. And is that Twist? Yeah, I think Twist has given up the go. No, he hasn't. Twist... Was that a pump fake there? Oh, there's a battle going on. Devon's taking the lead back, and Mohamed is right side by side with Zorzo. Look at this. What a move from Mohamed, and he takes 4th position. And now the reserve driver is at the clutches of Cherno, who is on the same tyres as Mohamed. Probably the best ones for now.
Yep. And he is doing up into 4th place as Mohamed, doing an excellent job from where he is. Can it be even better? But he very nearly dropped it. He very nearly dropped it, but gathered it all up.
Massive save. He needed that save, but it's what cost. It's cost him time, and Zorzo is going to close back up to him. Ruti is starting to join the battle. He's going to try and become the first 3-time winner this season. The maximum is someone one of the two, himself and Top G, who have both won twice this season. Can he get the trifecta? We'll have to find out. We've got 5.5 laps to go here in Jeddah. I don't think it can get any more intense. The battle for the lead, the swapping continues. I think this is a more strategic truce, you'd say, between the two before all hell breaks loose on the final lap. Spanias takes the lead. No resistance from Devon. He knows he's going to get a chance at him the next lap.
Oh, contact between Mohamed and Zorzo. Front wing gone on the Williams.
Oh no! Oh no! Mohamed's that work is done, and he's crashed into the wall.
Yeah,
and
might
that's
get looked
careless,
at.
and it causes a virtual safety car.
Yeah, that might get looked at because that was poor driving standards from Mohamed. Really didn't time the spin back into the race very well. The VSC is deployed, but it's only the VSC, so it's not the full safety car that...
It's full! Safety car's on the track! Oh no. Wait, don't tell me this is a glitch. I think this might be... No, it's out there. I think it's a safety car.
Yeah.
It's stopping on the track.
Yeah, I think it must be a safety car because the leader hasn't caught up to it yet.
Safety car!
The safety car
safety car! Oh my word! And Zorzo's just come in. Is Zorzo at an advantage here?
He must
Or
be.
is everyone going to stay out?
Well, I don't know, because the thing is, if you're Spanias and you're Devon, what do you do now? Surely you're going to have to come in. I think if you come in, you are at an advantage. If you do not come in, you are going to be a sitting duck. That is a guarantee.
Oh dear. Oh boy.
Well, I'll tell
Question
you.
is,
Well, Mateo's
is
coming in
Zorzo
for.
close enough?
Yeah, well, Mateo's coming in for a set of soft tyres now. He's got one more
I
shot at
could
this.
blame him. Why would you? I wouldn't blame him. Or Mateo is right at the back. Question is Zorzo close enough? I don't think he is. I don't think he's going to make any advance up the order because Marcus Costa is light years behind the top 8 who are still accelerating. I think there's no delta being applied. So Spanias has to come in. Zorzo won't gain an advantage from this, I'm afraid. They're all going to have to go on soft tyres. They're all coming in. Yeah, they're all coming in. Oh, careful, Cherno. Don't cut the line. You'll get a penalty. 5 seconds. Riley, I think. I'm not sure if you're allowed to cut the lines into the pit. I'm not entirely sure, but you need to be very careful. So they're coming through. Ruti Hullet is not taking the lead. It's because his pit lane is lower down. So Spanias leads Devon, leads Ruti Hullet, leads Cherno. Twist is serving his penalties, so that's why he's going down the order. And Zorzo, I don't think he's going to gain much. I think he's only going to gain 1 from Costa. Well, maybe Twist as well, because he had to serve his penalties. Yeah, that's all he's going to gain, I'm afraid. Zorzo, oh my word, and he nearly goes right in the back of Zorzo does Twist. So, not good for Zorzo. If only he didn't have that crash, maybe, just maybe, he could have been in the running. Or maybe if the safety car came earlier, he could have been in the running. But no, Zorzo has only gained 2 positions. And, he is on 1 lap older tyres, but still, it's not much. It's not what he wanted. He's stuck down in 8th. And everyone's on the softs.
Yeah. Well, this is the first lap of this final safety car, so there will be 1 more lap after this one, and it's a 2-lap sprint to the finish. 2-lap shootout.
Oh my god. Well, it doesn't get any more insane than it is, does it? It happens. This is probably a recurring thing. Tracks that provide a lot of action are going to have late safety cars, and it's just going to come down to 2 laps. Again, I wonder if any Max Verstappen fans are reminiscing about that time he won the championship. Controversially, yeah, but it still happened. You take advantage as much as you can. He didn't do anything wrong, so there, we're not going to argue about that. Even though I'm a Ferrari fan, I'm like, this is fine. Me, well, to be fair, Sainz got a podium that day. But enough about that. We are here with Spanias leading the race, and because Armatelo's not caught up, we are going to be doing another lap here of the safety car. So it's going to be 2 laps to the finish. Basically a de facto green-white checkered, but remember we don't use white flags here for the final lap. We use them for slow-moving vehicles, such as an ambulance. 1 more lap.
Yep, so they're going to go around 1 more lap. He's thinking ahead. He just want to make sure he times his restart well. There'll be no more DRS. There's a car coming into the pit lane. I think that's Edrix, and he's going on to another set of soft compound tyres. And to be fair, I don't blame him because he's at the back, and this is Mateo, because they know that this is going to be the last lap on this safety car. They want to be on the freshest soft compound tyres possible for when this restart gets underway. So they're going to be at a little bit of an advantage here, thinking of it.
Yeah. Can they get around in time? That's the question.
Oh, they'll get round. They'll catch up easily.
No dramas happened there. So, don't know why the camera's shaking in the pit lane, but it's probably getting too excited now. I've got no water to drink out of. I can't catch my breath. This is a bad move, guys. If you want to be a commentator, make sure you have a drink of water next to you. Oh, and some notes. I didn't bring some notes. I had to get them in the last 15 minutes because I was working this afternoon.
Looking at the championship standings, as it stands, Ruud Gullit, who's currently in 3rd place, he would get 10 championship points, which will move him on to 56, so he would move in front of Matteo. Daniela, who's running in P5, he would collect 6 championship points. He'd go on to 64, and Tiny, who's in P7, he would only get 4 points. His championship lead would come down, but only by a little bit. So he would still lead the championship by what was 13 points at the beginning of the night. It'll be 11. Now, if you're Ruud Gullit, this is a golden opportunity to really close down that gap even more if you can get a race win out of this.
That'd be insane. So, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Safety car in this lap. This is going to be the final 2 laps of the race here in Jeddah after 5 retirements, 3 safety cars. We are going to see who is the winner. Oh my word. Ruud Gullit just glitched into the wall for a minute. There I got a heart attack. But Devin, getting very close to Spanias. You can't be side by side. That is against the rules. Spanish might be actually investigated for that later if they feel like it, but I don't think they will, to be fair, knowing them. He's gone away! He's gone away! He's going to go for it! 2 laps to go, and I think he's caught some of these drivers napping. Yes, he has. He gets a nice run out of the corner. How many of these drivers will catch up? Let's find out. To the line we go! That kicks off, and immediately there's a battle for 4th place involving Cherno and Danielle, and Spaniard's doing everything he can to get Devon out of the race.
Well, Sorso's getting past Tyne, and Sorso pulls off a mesmerising overtake on the Red Bull to go up into 7th position. They go side by side. 3 and 4. Tyne needs to think about the championship at the moment, and it lets Sorso go through. Sorso up to P7, but what's going on further up in front? Not too much is happening. Twist has got through on Tyne as well. Tyne is really struggling at the moment.
He has a penalty though, so he won't get many places. This is just affecting time because he's got a 3-second penalty. He served a 5-second penalty! And what is this? Sorso defending for his life. He doesn't want to be passed. He knows he's slow on these tyres. Daniela chasing down Cherno. He needs these points for the championship. This is very important for him. He wants to cut that gap down to time. He needs to get past Cherno. Cherno doing a very good job at defending. And Ruud Gullit cannot close up in the top 2. These 2 who have swapped positions around, they won't be doing that now. They'll be holding on to the lead as much as they can. Coming out of the turn 23 now, turn 24, through to turn 25, now turn 26. To the final corner we go. What's it going to be? The 2 Ferrari swap positions. And who's it going to be? It's going to be Charlotte against the run, but can Devon get close to him? Devon is... Spanish is just drifting to left, trying to get him out of this slipstream. The battle continues behind, and Devon, look at that, he was thinking about a move but didn't pull it off. He's waiting until the final frontier. Back there, it is Cherno and Daniela having a bit of a duel, as well as Riley closing in, and that's Zorro and Twist again fighting, and Twist has to go off the track again. Zorzo, I think, is defending too hard. Now Tyne has an opportunity to pounce. Oh, and Twist, how has he not lost it there? Further up, Daniela trying to get past Cherno. He still can't do it. Sure, Zorzo and Twist go side by side again. My goodness me. Zorzo's defending has come under scrutiny tonight. And oh my goodness, he nearly drives him into the wall. It's just kicking off the back. We need to go to the front though.
Well, one driver is not making up any places. Matteo, he's made up nothing on this restart. But I will say, given it's the final lap, Devon going for the lead on Spanias as they come towards turn 22 for the last time. And is he going to be close enough to have a go or get into the slipstream and make a move? This could get tasty here as they come towards the last 2 kicks before the braking zone of turn 27. Devin looking to the outside of the Alfa Romeo. Goes for it. Now it's going to be a drag race to the line when they come out of it. No contact made. Who's going to get to the line first? Devin and Spanias going toe to toe. But it's the Alfa Romeo of Spanias who takes it. Spanias wins the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix in F3 in the PSGL. Devin 0.126 of a second behind in P2. And it was an intense finale to the race. You could have cut it with a knife. But it is Spanias, for the first time in his PSGL career, can call himself a race winner And it happens on the streets of Jeddah.
And that is the 7th different winner in 9 races. It just gets even more insane. Tyne suffered in that race. Daniela has capitalised and has cut the gap down to how many points we do not know, but we'll get that as soon as we can. But it is Spanias who gets on top of the podium for the very first time in PSGL. And was always kicking off in the chat. Tyne saying the racing standards are dropping like crazy. Cherno saying, Ryan Mackay saying so close, Cherno, lol. Zorzo not happy with sorry.
Well,
let me rephrase that. Mohammed.
Yeah, well, no, let's just come back to that in a moment, Logan. I want to run down on the results. Spanius wins ahead of Devon, who got the fast start and finished in second. Rizzo in third and keeps himself in the running for the championship. Daniela fourth, Cherno fifth, ahead of Riley Mackay and Sorso. Top G was eighth, followed by Marcus Costa and Tyne, making up the point scorers. Matteo 11th, no points for him, unfortunately. Edrix, no points for him either in 12th. Twist down to 13th at the finish. Mohamed, Tadeo, Christian Bloch, Moustache and LRB were the drivers that failed to finish. Ruti Hullet, who picked up 10 points for finishing third, he goes on to 56. He moves into third place in the championship. Daniel picks up 8 points for finishing fourth. He closes in on time by 7 points. So what was a 13-point gap is now down to 6 with 3 races to go.
And I'm going to tell you right now, these results are going to be very, very provisional. There was chaos throughout.
I can imagine. I mean, imagine there's going to be a number of inquiries afterwards. So I think the stewards are going to have a very busy time of it over the next couple of days. We'll keep you right up to date though. Keep up to date though with everything that's happened. The championship standings will update in due course, including all the penalties that have been applied, either from the race or via by the stewards post-race. So do make sure you keep up to date with that. And we'll give one final mention to PSGL's title sponsors, GT Omega. You can use PSGL at the checkout and get 5% off on any GT Omega product. What a race, Logan, and it's shaped things up in terms of the championship. The next round we know is going to be in Mexico City. The last 2 rounds we don't know as such, but what a race tonight either way.
Yeah, good race tonight. The 2 drivers at the top weren't swapping positions like mad until the final lap. It felt like it was never going to end, this race.
And I almost ran out of breath. There were so many incidents happening, I just couldn't keep up with it. But we managed to cover enough anyway. And I just want to thank you as well for being with me in the commentary position. And thank you to everyone that's tuned in as well. The next round is same time next week at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City. So do make sure you tune in for then. We'll wrap it up here. Do make sure you like and subscribe. And we'll do it again next week. I'm Tom Cairns. He's Logan. And we'll speak to you again soon when the PSGL returns.
Bye.